It's Monday, brothers, and that means one thing. It's time to get waffling about some rumours. And today we've got AdMech stuff to talk about. Potential new knight stuff. Yes, more bigger knight stuff to talk about. I want to answer a few questions on the end narrative because I've heard a little bit more about that now. And I've got some questions from last week to clear up as well. Also, Plastic Warhound talk a little bit more. Yes, we had something to talk about on the weekend, but I've heard another massive thing which points into the direction that we are going to be getting plastic big titans in Warhammer 40,000 and of course Warhammer the Horus Heresy. A lot more to talk about. Let's jump in and let's get waffling as we always do. Remember, please take rumours for what they are. They're rumours, they're all lies, they're not facts. You know, don't go around pretending all this is actually happening. Take it for what it is, right? A rumour and not a fact. Also, a little shout out to all the other language channels which have been popping up in my feed. The French, the Russians, like, they're all using the rumours that I talk about in their videos. Well. International Rack is here to stay. Look at me. I'm absolutely 100% made it. You've got Valrak rumours in French and Russian now. Well. So let's start with the AdMech stuff. And I do want to talk about some Dark Mech, but that's for Horus Heresy. We'll get onto that in just a second. But let's start with the 40k AdMech stuff. So I am hearing whispers that the Cog Boys are going to be getting a new unit added to their unit list. And that unit is supposed to be a Skatara unit, but it's supposed to specialize in melee combat. Now, when I say a melee unit, I'm not sure if this is like a big, like, you know, muscle Skatara unit, small Skatara unit. I don't know if they have like cog power fists. I don't know if they have axes, swords, anything like that. Absolutely no idea. The only rumor I've heard is Skatara and a melee variant of that unit. So it's looking like that could be in the works. Again, if you want to believe the whispers, it's completely down to you. Also attached to that rumor, I've been hearing about apparently a new character / HQ, which again, I'm not sure if it's going to be melee or range, but if I was a betting person, full speculation right here, I would think that they're probably going to release that along with this new unit. So it's probably going to be like melee base, so you can attach it to this unit and, you know, go into combat and get a bunch of buffs and stuff like that. One thing I do want to speculate on is that this potentially could be a kill team, because we've always talked about like these small type of units coming out and stuff like that, and then, you know, something else happens. So maybe this could be potentially one of the next big kill teams going forward into next year. Again, that's just pure speculation on my behalf. And speaking of robots, let's talk about knights. I know knights aren't really robots, but you get the drift, right? So apparently I'm hearing there's supposed to be a brand new knight variant that's supposed to be coming out. Now, this is supposed to be in between knight of the Armiger class and the Questoris class. So it's kind of like bigger than an Armiger, but smaller than a Questoris. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to do. Is it going to be a melee variant, a range variant? If I was a betting person, again, full speculation I have on here, I would say they're going to be multiple variants of it. There's going to be a full range variant, a full melee variant, just like you get with the Armiger, the Questoris class, basically the Knights. They have so many different loadouts and kits you can put on there because, of course, they want to sell as many bloody models as they can. But that is also what I've been hearing now from the whispers of the warp, that we are going to be getting new Knights. Now, before you ask in the comment section, well, you can ask if you want in the comment section, I've only heard this for Imperial Knights. Now, of course, if they're going to put out this new variant of Knight, right, and if this does turn out to be true, then bet your bottom dollar somewhere down the road there is going to be a Chaos version of it, because, of course, everything can be corrupted except the Sons of Dawn, because they have never fallen to the powers of Chaos. Fact check it. It's literally true, right? Don't read The Beast Arises. But yes, right? If it is an Imperial Knight and it's new and it's happening, then yes, we are going to be getting a Chaos variant. It's probably going to be, you know, maybe a couple of years after, maybe a year after. Maybe they'll all come out at the same time. Again, I've only just heard about an Imperial version. Maybe there is a Chaos version somewhere out there. I just haven't heard that through the whispers of the warp. And I'm sorry if this is becoming the brand new Black Templar Ancient, but let's talk about Plastic Warhounds. Yes, there's been so many hints out there. I did a video on Saturday with them basically putting out YouTube videos about Titans, which made no sense because they're building up the hype for it. And I've heard even more hype is being built up because apparently Games Workshop have been going to like Titan clubs and taking official pictures of people's Titans, and it's all for some type of marketing promotion that's supposed to be happening in a couple of months. Well, what could that be in a couple of months? Maybe they're starting the build up for the hype of course, 11th edition, which is going to be coming out early next year, mid to like, well, summertime, springtime next year is going to be 11th edition. And of course, that plastic Warhound is rumored to be coming out next year. Now, this is all pure speculation theory from me at this point. The rumor is, of course, that there is going to be a plastic Warhound. Let's just get that out of the way. I believe that rumor. I think that's happening. I'm not sure the price point. We estimated around £250 to £300. That's just, again, a theory at this point. But a plastic Warhound apparently is happening. Full version, big version, not mini version, right? Not Titanicus, nothing like that. That is supposed to be happening. Now, my theory is what's going to happen early next year is going to be all the narrative stuff, which we'll talk about in just a second. We're going to get there, boys. Calm down, right? Then they'll release 11th edition. And then towards the end of next year, I think we're going to get a new version, or should I say a new edition of Apocalypse. And the Warhound Titan is going to be the centerpiece to that. The plastic Warhound will be the centerpiece of the new Apocalypse edition. Again, that's just a theory. Warhound definitely happening. GW are building up all the promotion, getting everyone excited, right? It's got to be coming thick and fast, right? Thick and fast? Thick and fast. I can't even speak. Thick and fast all next year. Watch this space. It's Black Templar Ancient 2.0. This time, it's bigger, thicker, and juicier. Now let's talk about the end narrative and some of the big model releases. Apparently that's happening with that because I am hearing a little bit more, and apparently that Yarrick may be a part of this with a big build-up, which is going to be happening, of course, next edition. If you haven't been following, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself at this point, but next edition, the narrative is all around the Orcs, and it's supposed to be that we're going back to Armageddon. So that's why Yarrick is getting a brand new model. Steel Legion, sadly, I haven't heard anything about that. I know a lot of people are asking me, are you sure, Valrak? Are you sure they're not doing Steel Legion? How can they do Yarrick without Steel Legion? I know. That's what I've been saying all this time. Like, Yarrick is an iconic character. I would love to see a brand new Yarrick model. I would love to see how they do Yarrick in like a new old format. Is he like going to be on a horse? Is he just going to be standing there all badass, his claw raised? Absolutely no idea at this point, but I've heard through the whispers that that is definitely happening and there's no Steel Legion attached to it, which again is a really, really sad thing. Now, in terms of the narrative books, from what I'm hearing, it's not going to be like the Arcs of Omen. From what I'm hearing at this point in time, again, all this could change, is that they're going to be like kind of like standalone narrative books where they focus on a certain character, and then that certain thing gets a refresh along with other units of that refresh as well. So we've talked about this before. So there's supposed to be like a Prince Yril book, and Prince Yril is supposed to be getting a bunch of like new lore, supposed to be new narrative stuff, a part of the Corsairs for the Eldar. He gets a new model. Of course, we've heard like new Viper kits and stuff. Again, we've talked about this stuff all the time. There's a bunch of stuff coming for the Corsairs that adds to the range that they've already got. Of course, they've just got a big novel that's just come out called Void Scar, if I'm not mistaken, which is getting a lot of people into the Corsair stuff, which is a really, really big thing. And on top of that, of course, there's going to be books like Huron Blackheart. And again, we've talked about Huron. He's supposed to be getting a brand new model. And with that brand new model, there's supposed to be a bunch of other Red Corsair stuff as well. I'm hearing that there's supposed to be a command squad coming with Huron Blackheart. Now, I'm not sure if Huron is in that command squad box, or it's like Huron, he gets a command squad box, and then there's also another box that's supposed to be some type of hunters, which again we've spoke about on stream so many times. I'm showing off some of the rumor images that we think, well, I think is attached to that, but that's what I've been hearing as well. So those books are supposed to be coming with new characters and apparently some model releases that makes them into like a mini range refresh on a mini little army, just more models than one basically, to go along with that book. So far I've only heard about Huron and Yril. I'm not sure about the other books. Again, there's rumours going back years now that was stating that there was supposed to be a brand new Sicarius model, which we've already got, and it's already on pre-order at this point, so that's not part of the narrative stuff. There was supposed to be a brand new Huron model, and there's supposed to be a brand new Trajan the Infinite model. Now, Huron hasn't been previewed yet, but I think he's literally on the cusp of being previewed, and Sicarius has been previewed. So maybe one of the books is a new Trajan the Infinite, and along with the Trajan the Infinite, we get a bunch of new Necron stuff as well. Again, that's just theory. That's not rumour. That's just theory on the Trajan stuff at this point. But rumours, Yril and Huron with a bunch of other models happening with them is on track. And now towards the end of the video, let's talk a little bit about the Horus Heresy, because I get a bunch of questions about this. There's so much stuff coming for the Horus Heresy I'm hearing. Probably not by the end of this year. There should be things this year happening with the Horus Heresy, but it's mostly going to be kicking off next year. Again, we've talked about new Cataphracti Terminators being rescaled. That's supposed to be happening with Tartarsaurus Terminators, aka Tartarus. Abaddon is supposed to be getting a brand new model. What are they called now? I want to call them the Judicious. Not called Judicious. Abaddon's little squad of guys. They're supposed to be getting a brand new unit as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they're supposed to be revisiting and upscaling with this brand new thing that they've been doing, of course, in the Horus Heresy with all the new models that everyone's been getting. One of the big talking points, of course, is Dark Mech. I'm hearing there is supposed to be a preview show in November. Again, that is not confirmed. I'm fingers crossed at this point. I do theorize that if that does happen in November, that we will actually get the Horus Heresy preview event a part of that, and we'll start seeing some stuff like that. There's a bunch of plastic custody stuff that's supposed to be happening as well, of course. You know, they've already teased that, and we already know that. One of the big rumors from back in the day that they wanted to do a custody box set, and in that box set, they want to set it within the actual, not warp itself, actual within the webway, and I don't know if that's going to like have Demons of the Ruinstorm. There's so much talk, there's so many rumors. I think most of it is just being echo chambered at this point, but from what I've heard, there's big things coming for Custodes, there's big things coming for Dark Mech, and there's going to be a lot of resin products going to plastic. A lot of resin products going to plastic for the Horus Heresy, but that's going to be more later next year rather than by the end of this year. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm a big fan of the Horus Heresy. I want more epic characters. I want Macamba Diaz, right? I want all these things. I need it to happen. So hopefully we start getting more previews and more awesome things very, very soon. Oh yeah, one thing I did hear about, apparently there's going to be a brand new plastic recon squad for Horus Heresy as well. So keep an eye on that for you Horus Heresy players. Anyway, Chaprunios, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Sorry, this was a waffle. This was a big, big waffle to swallow. I appreciate you being here. If you're still here at the end, if you've got any thoughts, feedback, any questions, I'll do my best to try and answer them down below. And of course, I'll maybe do, address them in next week's rumor video. We try to do this every single Monday to keep the rumors alive. To just keep, just to keep the fun around. Something to talk about, right? Rumors, I always say, just bring a little bit of hype. I know some people absolutely hate rumors. I'm sorry for that. But myself and others who obviously follow my channel, we love the hype of rumors. So yes, hopefully everything comes true. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, evening, night, way around the world. And bye-bye.